Welcome to FCA Heart Matters. Thanks for joining me. We're taking a bit of a different direction in our times together. We're looking at actual, specific, spiritual exercises that we can do to deepen our relationship with God. One of the things that we come to terms with when we follow Jesus is the fact that there is mystery. There is paradox in the kingdom. I read recently something that I've actually posted right here in front of me. It's been up for almost a month, written by a man named Hans Urs von Balthasar. There's a name for you. He writes, as speaking on behalf of God, I say to you, blessed is the one who exposes himself to an existence that cannot be brought under mastery, but rather abandons himself to transcending grace. But here's the part that caught my attention. Blessed rather are the chaste, the harassed, who must daily stand before my enigmas and cannot solve them. That really comes out of Scripture because God invites us through the words of Job chapter 11. Can you fathom the mysteries of God? Can you probe the limits of the Almighty? They are higher than the heavens. What can you do? They are deeper than the depths of the grave. What can you know? Their measure is longer than the earth and wider than the sea. We stand before the enigmas of God, the mysteries that cannot be answered. We use these words in our vocabulary, the transcendence of God and the immanence of God. Transcendence means he cannot be contained. Immanence means that he's wholly involved in every detail of my life and the world around me. To eject the transcendence of God is to miss his holiness. To misunderstand the immanence of God is to not know intimacy with God. And so I would invite you today to think about the mysteries, the enigmas, the paradoxes of the kingdom, the ways that you know God to be but have not answered all your questions. It's important that we come to terms with them if we're going to have a healthy spiritual life. Intimacy requires some level of mystery. So here are some questions in spiritual formation. Maybe it's the starting point. Am I able to accept mystery and paradox when it comes to my relationship with God? The unanswered prayers, the truths that are so complex they leave me confused, the passages of Scripture that defy my simple understanding, the questions that I have about the universe, about the world around me, about circumstances as are unfolding in human history or real time, even in my life. Number 2, list 2 or 3 mysteries about God that confound you now. This takes courage. Write them down. Number 3, are you willing to pursue God's presence intimately, even though these mysteries remain unanswered? It's helpful to go through our prayer life and look for those places that we have ceased to pray because maybe we're not on good terms with God, the God who does not meet us on our terms. And then perhaps it's helpful to answer these questions. Number 1, when do I fear God? When do I reverence God? When am I in awe of God? When am I tempted to stand at a distance from God? Ponder these questions. Sit with them, not just in your mind, but in your heart, and seek to be authentic before the Lord as you explore these areas of paradox and mystery and what that means for you in following Jesus. Let me remind you of the retreat coming up, Heart of the Shepherd. The information is in your mailbox. There's videos that direct your attention to the impact of these days together, and I hope you'll take attention to them if in fact you feel the nudge of the Spirit saying, maybe this is for you. God bless you.